these different systems. So
Mm-hmm.
it's always an estimate. Look at it that way.
Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah, I just wanted to find out, let people know how what was available to them and give it to them because since I used to be a
Hmm.
debt collector, so I knew it, but I don't know what date it was.
Yeah.
How long does it traditionally take to get your credit? I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead. Speak.
Oh, actually, what I do tell people, just to piggyback on what you were asking, sometimes that can be a little bit expensive for people to pay $29.99 a month. So that's when I do tell people initially, go ahead and set up a account with Credit Karma, because
Mm-hmm.
Credit Karma will show you Union and Equifax, and what you do is you pay for the report one time through Experian, which is credit check total, and then after then Experian constantly generates a free credit report for you.
Okay. Okay.
So
Now, I
real
have somebody who just called in. I'm assuming they have a question. What's your name? Where you calling from? What you want to talk about?
Jack, Miss Jacqueline O'Brien, just calling to listen.
hi
Jack.
Jacqueline.
Oh, Jackie, I want you to click the link that I gave you. Because if you just want to listen, you can listen
Okay.
through the link. Because what you'll do
Okay.
is hold up the line. So just click the link
Okay.
and use your Facebook to connect. And you can come in the chat room and ask the question if you hear something that you want to hear. And then you can always call back. Thank you, Jackie.
Okay. You're
All right.
welcome, dear.
My buddy Chris in the chat room, Jazz says, talk about the business credit aspect, please.
Okay, so with the business credit aspect, business credit is just basically building business credit based on your company's ability to repay creditors in certain obligations that you may have. Business credit is basically credit that you're building for your business.
Mm-hmm.
And your personal credit is credit that you're building personally. So what I try to do with clients that I have that have businesses, I help them build business credit. The same way you would build your personal credit, it's the same way you would build business credit. And the reason why you want to build your business credit is because you want to use your business credit to finance things that you need for your business, even if it's something so simple as startup costs for your business, paying your employees, being able to purchase equipment, or just being able to basically have, create cash flow, leverage for your business. I always tell people, if you have a business, you shouldn't be mixing your business credit or your business funds and things like that with personal. So, as far as business credit, that's the only thing I can pretty much tell you about business credit. I will tell you this though, with building business credit, you open up yourself to so many different avenues. Of course, it can be a little bit more expensive because there are certain trade reference and vendor credit accounts and things like that. That would have to be a whole nother segment, a whole nother show to get into that.
Mm-hmm.
But with building business credit, it just shows that you're legit. It shows lenders basically that you're credible, you're credit worthy as it relates to your business credit. I will say this though, in order to build your business credit, a lot of times people think, oh, I have an EIN number.
Mm-hmm.
I've been in business for this amount of time. Well, no, you could have had an EIN number for 25 years.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't have a business checking account, then that doesn't mean anything. To lenders, your business went into effect when you opened up a business checking account. Because when you're going and you want to receive money and things like that from lenders the legit way, and you want to be able to receive the maximum amount of funding, you need to have at least like a paper trail. They need to see what type of funds you have going into your business. Then that goes into if a business has like a MCL, merchant credit account or something like that, where your swipes with your credit cards and things like that. You should be able to have a paper trail if you operate and you have a legit business. All of your business paperwork, filings and things like that with the state, all the way down to your business licenses, permits and things like that, filing your business taxes, those different things. All of those things need to be taken care of first before we can even start talking about building business credit. because you're not even a legit business to even start building business credit. It's those simple things like that, even down to a 411 number, your business number, your website, your logos, those things. You're not a legit business if you don't have those things.
Please explain what a 411 number is.
Basically, just a 411 for the business is just basically like a profile that they have, like just say like how the yellow pages and things like that is. It's just a mass listing of businesses. And so when people want to go and look you up, just say for instance lenders, they want to see, do you really exist? So you know, a lot of times when you'll go into like a store, let's just use T.E.O.D.B or someone like that, getting phone lines. A lot of times you notice they ask for your website. All of these things are connected. So when they do a search, your business should be popping up. So that's why they use that. They just use those as different forms to trace, and it shows them a history of when your business was actually went into effect.
Okay.
So,
Chris asked another question. Dunn's number. What's your Dunn's number? What is
Dunn's and Bradstreet.
Oh,
that's
okay.
the actual number. That's the actual number that is used to build a business credit. Business credit isn't built off of EIN numbers. When you're Dunn's and Bradstreet, that shows that you're legit. That's the number that they use to build off of with business credit.
Okay. Seems that Chris know more than we let know. How do you protect your credit?
Well, first of all, the individual protects their credit. First of all, before we can even go into identity theft and all of those things, you protect your credit by being a great steward over your credit. That's how you protect your credit.
Okay.
And so that means that you're not overextending yourself or how do I want to put it, applying for things that you know you can't afford and you can't pay for. So it's up to the individual to protect themselves in that manner as it relates to personal or business credit. Don't go and apply for things that you know you cannot pay for. So that's how you protect yourself.
Okay. And regards to identity theft, is it any way we can protect ourselves from that?
Well, as it relates to identity theft, identity theft, as far as your business, you want to make sure that, I always tell every business owner, you want to use like different systems too, as far as, what's the one that I use? It's at the tip of my tongue. I can't think about it right now. Intuit.
Okay.
So, this is what I always tell people. You want to find someone as it relates to your business credit and things like that. Someone that you can really, really trust. I know a lot of businesses, sometimes they have certain logins or certain people who may handle like accounting, money, and things like that. I always tell business owners, you should know how to do those same things. And even if you don't know, learn how to do it. Nobody else should be able to come in your business and run it in a certain way, especially with dealing with finances or personal information, and you have no clue about it. So in that manner, even before we can even think about identity theft protection and things like that, you should be educated about what's going on. Then, of course, as far as it relates to business credit, you have Equifax, you have Dunn's and Bradstreet, and you also have NAB. Those are different companies who are responsible for business credit reporting. So they also offer identity theft and safety security measures to protect you as a business owner when you're building business credit.
1 second. I want to tell everybody, please hit the like button. This is the End of the Bench podcast on Built for This Network. Please hit the like and share on your social media. Thank you for tuning in. We are talking to credit expert Jasmin Alexander. She's giving information on how to protect your name, how to use your credit, how to protect your credit, how to establish business credit, and she's available to answer any questions that you have. The number you can call in at is 605-313-4370. The access code to get into the show is 920-547. Again, the number 605-313-4370. Joe from Houston asked the question, are secured credit cards good for credit building?
Yes, they are. But what
Okay.
you want to do is you want to pay attention to. This is what I always tell people to keep in mind and think about. You want to think about the percentage. You want to look at and make sure, is this a fixed rate or is it a variable rate? Is it going up and down? Then you want to think about, if I'm sending in $200, is my annual fee $99? So you want to basically take into consideration, does it make sense to even start building if your interest is going to be very high, if you're going to be responsible for paying annual fees and all other different types of fees. I always tell people, as it relates to starting to reestablish or rebuild credit, I recommend credit unions.
Hmm. Why is that?
Because credit unions, they tend to give you a fixed rate.
Okay.
And some that I like Navy Federal, I like USAA. Um, I know, like, as far as with secure credit, it depends on also what type of financial institution that you're with. You know, some banks offer, pretty nice introductory rates for those who are trying to rebuild credit. And then there are also vendor credit companies out here that you may want to start with, little places like Finger Hut or jewelry accounts, different places like that. Wayfair, Self Lender is actually a great one. You can start rebuilding that way, Self Lender, because you're actually paying yourself. So my top two, I would say, the credit union or either Self Lender with rebuilding, because you're building, those are your primary trade accounts. And you want to build anywhere between 3 and 5. Just make sure, once again, that you're able to afford, those certain accounts. I always tell people, I give my clients a cash flow analysis, an assessment that I do. And what that is, I actually have them to fill out this form. You're going to put down how much you're actually bringing in monthly, what bills you're paying, and then you're going to look at what you have left over. And this is after you're paying mortgages, rent, car notes, this and that. And I devise a plan for them to put money to the side. And so I like to use this statement that I always tell them. If you have $200, right, left over, why would you go and apply for a $500 credit card? You're going to always find yourself trying to rob Peter to pay Paul, because you'll never have enough to pay on that account. So you basically will want to sit down, look at, once again, what you're bringing in, what your monthly expenses are, what you have left over, and that'll tell you how much credit you can afford to establish.
Okay.
And it works.
Chris just said he really likes Navy Federal Credit.
Yeah, they're the best. They're the best. And they help you. Home loans, credit cards, secure cards, money market account, business, credit, building account, everything.
Another question off the beaten path. We hear about credit scores all the time. What's a good credit score and what's a bad credit score?
I always tell people, anything over a 730 is considered, 737 is considered an excellent credit score in the eyes of lenders. You have a lot of people who tell you, oh yeah, I can get you approved for a home loan with a 580 credit score, a 680 credit score, this and that. I always tell my clients, yes, people can, get you approved for a whole lot of things. People will give you things, but I always tell people, think about where you are with your score, and think about with your score what the interest rate is going to be. So I always just tell people, you want to shoot for the lower 700s at least. I would even go and say, at least if you're at a 720, that's pretty good, especially when you're going for big things like homes, or you're trying to receive like an increase with credit cards, with revolving credit. And so a lot of people never explain or talk about what revolving credit is versus installment credit and things like that. So your revolving credit accounts are those accounts that you're making payments on each month, and those are like your credit cards and things. So as it relates to that would be my answer.
Okay. Wow, 7:37. I got a long way to go.